In today's episode, I'm sitting down in person with Michelle Morgan, the owner of Just Gotta Have It. And usually on Thursdays, we drop retail therapy episodes where we give therapy to retailers. And today's not a retail therapy episode, but we do talk about something that is the unthinkable, the unimaginable, something very challenging that could happen. I hope it never does to you, where Michelle lost her business partner, Barbie Knight, in 2023. And the industry felt that loss. Barbie Knight was very loved by the industry. And when I reached out to Michelle, I asked, would you be willing to talk about losing Barbie? Because I know it's a hard topic, but it's also something that in business can happen. And whether we lose somebody to death or we lose them because we just go our separate ways, or it's a messy ending. Sometimes if we are running businesses with partners or with loved ones, stuff like this happens. And so it's not talked about very often. And I wanted to have that conversation on the show to possibly help a listener who is going through that or might go through it in the future. And so she agreed, which I'm grateful for, because that's obviously a very hard conversation and vulnerable conversation. And so we have it in today's episode. Michelle does mention that Barbie passed away in 2023. We were at a busy market. It was a busy show. Lots was going on, and it doesn't feel like it's been over a year. Like, we miss Barbie so much. So I just wanted to make that quick correction. And in addition to talking about what do you do through this loss and how do you honor your business partner, Just Gotta Have It's doing some really cool things in Barbie's name and really keeping her memory alive, which I just love. We also talk about the synergies of working with a rep. How should a retailer work with a rep? What are they there for? And how can you really leverage them? And also the magic of market. So I am very excited for you to tune in. And before we dive in, here's a little bit more about my guest, Michelle. Michelle Morgan is the owner of Just Gotta Have It, a leader in the gift and lifestyle industry. Celebrating its 25th year, the company continues to represent exceptional brands, fostering strong retailer partnerships and driving industry innovation. If you haven't already, head to justgottohaveit.com to check out the lines that they sell. That's justgot2haveit.com. And let's dive into today's episode. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Crystal Vilkaitis, the Wolf of Main Street, and this is Rooted in Retail. Michelle,
yes.
Welcome to Rooted in Retail. I'm thrilled you're here.
I am so excited to be here.
Yeah, this is going to be a really good conversation. We are sitting in person, so if you are listening, you're not seeing us, but we are here at America's Mart, the Atlanta Gift and Home Show in January 2025. Super grateful to be in this space in the Innovation Lab. If you are a gift or home retailer, you got to come to market, got to check it out. Go to andmore.com to learn more about their markets. I have to say, happy 25th.
Can you believe it?
You guys are celebrating a big milestone.
Huge
It's
for the company.
So awesome. So Michelle, tell our listeners a little bit about you and your retail journey for those who don't know you.
So my retail journey is a little bit different than most. I'm on the other side of it, really. What Just Gotta Have It does is we sell to retailers. So we curate our brands and we have a sales team. We call them brand concierge because we do more than just sell to you. And so what we do is we curate brands in our showrooms. We call it our line package. And each division has a different line package. And we go out and sell to retailers.
Awesome. And you're celebrating 25 years. Redid the showroom, right? We're going to go up there next. Yeah.
Yes. I can't wait for you to see it.
Yeah.
So we have two divisions in the Southeast here in Atlanta at the America's Mart. And we've always had two showrooms separated. And so it would be down the hall. And it's really, really hard to start a appointment in one showroom and then move on to the other division in another showroom. I mean, retailers' time is so hectic at market. And so to get them just down the hall is a struggle. So it's been our lifelong dream to have the showrooms together. And we finally did it. We opened this week here at America's Mart on the 17th floor with the showrooms across the hall from each other.
Yay. Congrats. Amazing.
So awesome.
And building two?
We're in building two.
Okay.
We're on the 17th floor.
Awesome.
Here in Atlanta.
Yay. Congrats. So good. So let's talk about this market thing. A lot of our listeners, they might even be here right now in the gift and home specifically, but we have listeners who are in pet and jewelers and all sorts of industries. So when we say go to market, what does that mean?
Go to market is when the retailers, the store owners, come and buy everything for the next 6 months, or a lot of people we're in January right now. They're buying for Christmas 2025. So they just got done with Christmas and they're thinking about Christmas again, which can you imagine?
No.
I mean, I want to put all that stuff away and not think about it again. And here they are buying, and you have to figure out, well, what's the trend going to be for Christmas? Wow. 12 months from now. So
yeah, that feels like a really hard job. When I walk these halls, like if nobody's been here before, I just am like, there's just so many things to look at. And man, it's such a busy, crazy time for these retailers, but so cool. And you mentioned it's fun for you on the brand side. Like it's Christmas morning, as you're setting up and the excitement to see everybody.
Yes. Cause we're in leggings and jeans and tennis shoes. And then, market opens and we're, dressing up and putting lipstick on and meeting with our customers. And it is just so exciting. It's so exciting because you find out, how was their holiday? And what we found this year is that, Christmas came late for a lot of people. I mean, it's always like that with an election year. So it was slow. And then all of a sudden, the doors opened and, it doesn't matter who wins. It just matters that it's done. Yeah. And then people are ready to shop. Yep. So it came really late this year, and I think a lot of people just ran out of time. So that means they come to, market in January really needing things, and they need things quick.
So we're here, they're meeting with reps, and this is where the rep comes into play. And you also mentioned brand concierge, which I'd like for you to kind of go a little deeper on what that means. And then also just what's, from your perspective, the relationship between reps and retailers is so unique and powerful. It really can be. So how does attending market really enhance that synergy too?
Okay, so brand concierge. Our job is not just to sell to the retailer. Our job is to help the retailer sell through what we sell to them, right? Yeah. And hopefully that doesn't take a whole lot of help because we represent really great brands. Yeah. However, we are there for open houses. We are there for girls' night out. What was the one podcast that you did? Laundry night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We want to participate in all of those things. And a lot of times the retailers are running short on help. Hey, we can wrap gifts, I love it. We had one retailer here in Atlanta and someone in the store was getting married. I can't remember if it was an employee or what it was. And basically they were going to shut the store down to, go to this wedding. And I have 2 Atlanta reps. And so they just ran the store while the team went off to this wedding.
Oh my God, I love it. So that's cool. Next level.
Yeah. And that's really what it takes right now because it's a relationship, right? If I'm just walking in your door trying to sell you something, you're probably not going to give me the time of the day. Right. But if I'm going to help you with something and give you data and give you reports and tell you great things that are selling and tell you things that are not selling, then you're going to come back to us.
It's so true. I feel like there's such a learning opportunity there for our listeners because then again, it's the next level service. You're offering next level service, going above and beyond for your retailers. And we talk about this a lot on the show of really going above and beyond for your customers and giving your team that title that we are a brand concierge, like we are there really next level. I feel like that can change the culture and change the energy on how we really show up. Did you see that shift when you decided to give them those titles?
Yeah, I think at first they were like, what are you calling us? Why? And then I think they kind of embraced it, you know, and it is next level. I mean, who doesn't want to go to the Ritz-Carlton and, meet with the concierge and get everything planned out for them? So yeah, I think that they like it.
That's awesome. So good. So for retailers that are looking to get the best out of their reps, because if you really work the relationship, like it can really help support your store. Especially during market when we're in person, what are some of the top tips to help them strengthen that partnership?
So there are a lot of things that a rep can do prior to market to get you prepared. First of all, they can come in and help you with inventory. They can preview new lines so that you know what you want to see at market. Like I said, time is valuable here. I mean, this is 3 buildings. This is a huge campus. Atlanta is the biggest campus. Yeah. And retailers just can't spend 7 days at market anymore. Who has that kind of money? A lot of times they're coming in for 3 or 4 days, if that. So it's best to pre-plan. Sometimes they come in and they just want to see the new and write the new and then, go home and fill it in. And we we're happy to do that as well.
Awesome. The pre-plan is so critical for our retailers on all aspects, I think. And that can probably be so hard because we're coming off of Christmas and then it's New Year and boom, you're here, especially for this show. But think ahead, do your research, make sure that you're set there. So going back a little bit, what would you say makes that relationship successful with the retailer and with the rep? You know, the rep is going above and beyond at Just Gotta Have It with the brand concierge. They're showing up, they're helping them prep for market. What are a couple of things that really can strengthen that relationship?
I would say to lean into your rep. That is their job and it's what they do.
Yeah.
So let them help you, because you as a retailer only have so much time to do all of the things, right? And this is what we do. Let them run reports for you. Let them come in and meet with you. Let them meet with your team. Let them train your team on lines that, you know, maybe need a little bit of
coaching and you guys
not necessarily coaching, but
more education, demonstration.
Education. We sell several lines, beauty lines, specifically. I mean, we sell a line called Kula. You know, what are the ingredients? Are they safe? What's the SPF? You know, sunscreen is just not for summertime.
Right.
Sunscreen is year round. We need to educate the retailer and the staff, and so that the staff can educate the public.
And when the retailer gets that kind of education, they're going to be way better salespeople, obviously,
1,000%.
right? And to your point of helping them sell through. And then they're also like, I'm just thinking of our retailer and how they're showing up on social, how they talk about the products in store, how they're emailing, how we're talking about it online. They have to have those details. They've got to be able to speak to the product because, again, I say this so much on the show, the consumer has so many choices. So let's get the education from the reps. Let's leverage this tool. I feel like some retailers are really missing out on leveraging that tool. One thing I hear a lot actually in our Facebook group for Rooted in Retail is because I've talked to Kelly with Reps Are Local, who's on the Just Gotta Have It team.
Yes, ma'am.
And several retailers didn't work with reps.
Don't even know about them.
Yeah.
Don't even know about market. You know, there's so many ways to buy things nowadays.
Yep.
And, you know, I'm from Illinois, so rural Illinois. And when I, would visit my retailers there, reps don't come to these little itty bitty towns, tiny towns.
Right.
And so, I'm walking into, the retailer who's a friend. I've made a friend because I shop there, and she's buying on fair, right?
Right.
But, when she has a return or something goes wrong and, there is no customer service.
Yeah.
I mean, the customer service is an email or a chat box or whatever.
Yep.
So that is what your rep is for, to help with anything like that.
Yeah. You're not seeing, and this isn't a bash on fair, but you're just not seeing them working the store while you're off to a wedding.
No, I think that, I think that the two things can work in this world.
Yeah.
I think you need a little bit of both.
Yeah, I agree. You do. We're just in that world. It's an and world.
Sure.
It's not an or.
Right.
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay, retailers, if you are looking for the best brands in gift, home, fashion, and lifestyle, then listen up. You just got to have a sales agency that gets your business and gets your store. And that is exactly what Just Gotta Have It is all about. I have worked with them for over a decade, and I am constantly hearing retailers who love Just Gotta Have It, love the brands. In fact, just a couple months ago, I was with a retailer at Market who said, Just Gotta Have It is my favorite agency. I love the reps. I love the lines. So if you haven't checked them out yet, you're going to want to be sure that you do. You can go to justgottohaveit.com. That's the number 2, justgottohaveit.com. They also have showrooms in Vegas and Atlanta. So be sure to check out their showrooms if you attend those markets. This is really where inspiration meets opportunity. They also show at New York now too. So go online, shop online, connect with a local rep. Their reps are like a brand concierge. They're really there to help support your store. In fact, I actually went on a cruise ship with Just Gotta Have It and their reps, teaching them AI so they can understand this technology to better support their retailers. So they're invested in your success. Plus, they've got some of the top lines. Go check them out at justgottahaveit.com. And let's get back to today's episode.
Okay, I want to switch gears a little bit,
Okay.
and I want to talk about Barbie.
Okay.
Yes. So Barbie was your business partner.
He was.
And very loved by this industry.
Amazing.
Yeah. And so for our listeners who are retailers who didn't know Barbie, will you tell a little bit about her and your relationship?
My goodness. Okay. I can do this.
Yes.
So Barbie was a force to be reckoned with. Probably there will never be anybody like her. She was definitely forward thinking, always thinking outside the box, always doing something new and ideas and creativity. I always say that she was the gas and I was the brakes because I was like, hold on a minute. Let's not just do that.
Yeah.
So Barbie started the company 20 years ago.
Okay.
She was a rep for another company and decided, hey, I can, do this differently.
Yeah.
Her and a partner opened a showroom somewhere on America's Mart, tiny showroom on 9th or 10th floor. And they just grew. And then I was a rep for the company in 2005. I worked for Barbie.
Okay.
And then in 2008, I became her partner.
Wow.
So after 2008, she decided we were heavy in gift and we'd have people come to us and say, hey, we have this earring line, or hey, we have this fashion line, or hey, we have this. And she's like, we're already, our reps' brains are already full. We have 30 lines that we represent. And so she said, we're just going to open a new division. And so we did. We opened a new division. So we have 2 divisions in the Southeast now. We have a lifestyle team and we have a gift team. And then that wasn't enough for her. She's always thinking. So from there, we went to Vegas, opened a showroom in Vegas. And it's a funny story because Barbie just wanted to go to Vegas, right? She just wanted a trip to Vegas.
Yeah, me
too. Dorothy, proposed, Dorothy Belshaw with Ann Moore. She proposed to Barbie, hey, we'd like you to come out and open a showroom in Vegas. And, Barbie, like I said, just wanted to go to Vegas.
Yeah.
And the next thing I know, we're opening the showroom in Vegas.
Oh my gosh.
And so that was crazy because that was from the ground up.
Yeah.
And nobody was in Vegas at the time. Vegas was really furniture. And so they wanted us, to start the gift world up.
Yeah.
Not gift world.
It's like the pioneers of the gift space in the Vegas market, like brand new. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty big deal.
Yeah. So once we committed to Vegas, we were alone on the 10th floor. Then we got some of, our friends in the industry to come along. Ann McGilvery came along and Fine Lines came along, Kina came along and Red Runners joined. So now it's, it's another market that's, great for West Coast to go to. Actually, we get a lot of states that come to the Vegas market because it's fast and great restaurants and,
stuff to do and
so much to do, because when does a retailer get a break?
No kidding.
And so why not get a break at market when they can go to see a show, go to dinner, and, do their shopping.
Yeah. Amazing. So then you guys expand.
We did. Then we bought Chris & Co. in the Northeast. A very similar team agency doing what we were doing. And it just made sense. Chris wanted to go on and do other things. And we inherited 10 lovely women. And Allison Blackmore came along with that as sales manager at the time. She's now our VP of sales. So that was Chris & Co. So that's in the Northeast and, New York, New Jersey, New England, all of the states, up there.
Awesome.
And then Al Hattendorf in the Mid-Atlantic. So Al was ready to go to retire, to go, spend time with his grandchildren. He still does key accounts for us. He's still here. He came to the grand opening of our showroom. And so we went to Mid-Atlantic next. And then last but not least, Jane Harmless came to us. She was ready to sell her agency and we expanded it to the meat, which is Missouri, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas.
Okay.
So we have 4 lovely sales reps there.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so big vision.
Barbie, always moving. She's a mover and a shaker. She always wanted to try things. I mean, everyone in Vegas knew us because pre-COVID, we had the bartenders that didn't wear shirts. So everybody was like, what's going on in there?
There's a party.
It's always a party. We had showgirls. We had, cowboys. Always so much fun. So we tamed it down a little bit post-COVID, but we still have a wonderful bar and we do showgirls still and we have the DJ spinning. It's just so much fun. Market shouldn't be stuffy.
No.
Market should be fun.
Make it fun. Make it lively. And that was so Barbie.
So Barbie.
So Barbie. And then, so obviously Barbie got sick.
So yes, Barbie got sick. She got leukemia and she fought really, really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, that girl had 9 lives.
Yeah.
She really was like, I'm not done yet. She had lots to do, but she passed in November of 2024.
Yeah. recent, which again, we feel so much in this industry. Her
Yep.
light is so hard. And so for you, you're losing a business partner, you're losing a friend.
Yeah.
How do you, and when I approached you about this topic, I'm like, I know this sensitive topic, but I really would love to have it on the show because it's business and things happen that are unexpected or unimaginable. And if there's a listener to the show that something happens to them and it's like, how do I move forward? How do I get out of bed? How do I do this? Because time doesn't stop. We just keep going. So what happened for you? Like, how did you move forward in that situation?
Yeah. So you don't have a choice, right?
Right.
We had over 20 employees and we have over 60 reps. So I had to be there for them.
Yeah.
And we had a really, really strong foundation and we have a great team. I mean, our team is like family, right? And it's not always, lollipops and unicorns, but it's good and we're strong together. And I couldn't have done it without the team.
Yeah.
And they've been there for me and I've been there for them.
Yeah.
And so when the opportunity came here in Atlanta to expand our showroom, which was a big deal.
Yeah.
I struggled with it. And, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of commitment. It's, your people working, doing their regular job and, expanding the showroom. So when Barbie passed away for her very first birthday in May, I bought everybody these bracelets. And so they say WWBD.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah. What would Barbie do?
Yeah.
So that's what I kind of always go back to when I'm struggling with a decision. Would she take on this? And she would. So I did.
Oh yeah, she totally would. I love that. So you have her with you. So one of my questions too is like, how are you continuing to honor Barbie and Just Gotta Have It? So the bracelets is one way. How's another way?
We talk about her constantly.
Yeah.
And everybody who comes in the showroom was like, oh my gosh, she's such a part of this. Like this is her. Now she would probably have done it a little bit bigger and a little bit splashier.
Yeah.
But it's still very much Barbie. She wanted to be the very best and we're a top agency.
Yeah, you are. I remember Barbie just as this like standout. She was just like, you noticed her. And that was such a, like that vibrant feeling. And I feel like Just Gotta Have It. You notice that showroom, like you just notice and you guys have such an incredible team. You're so right. So if there is a listener, I actually did a recent episode last week for the show. I sat down and a retailer just started crying. Like life's heavy right now for her. A lot of tragedy. If there's a listener right now who's in a similar space that has been going through something that's really hard and maybe doesn't have the support team like you do, because retail can be isolating, like they're kind of alone. What kind of advice would you give them based on your experience?
Oh my goodness. I don't know that I'm going to give the best advice, but if you find joy in it, it's going to come back. So that's what I would say is just work through it, get through it until you get back to your happy place.
That is really good advice. Thank you for opening up and talking about this with Barbie. It's a tough one. I'm glad that you're opening up about it though.
I don't even know what I would tell people. I mean, my gosh, I always tell people, I just like with Barbie, it's just like a book that you put on a shelf and you're like, I'll go read that book later on. I can't read that book right now.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that right now.
Yeah. Is that sort of like, I can't get to dealing with it because it's so hard?
Probably. I'm sure that there's a deep down, a therapist is going to call me, 5 minutes after they hear this and go, hey, you really should be dealing with this. But that's my way of dealing with it is just like, okay, we're going to move on.
Yeah.
And that's what we've done.
Yeah. And you do. And honoring her throughout, I think is a very amazing way to heal and to just represent. And everybody has their own healing time and place and way that they're doing it. And I recently talked to somebody who lost somebody very close unexpectedly. And they were just like out of nowhere. You can feel deep sad. It will be nothing's happening. You could be like at a comedy show and then it's just like something just hits you. And that's just grief. Like that's just part of it, which.
Yeah. I mean, you go through all the emotions, right? I mean, like I've been mad, how dare you leave me with all of this? And then, but it's so worth it. What we built is just amazing. And she's everywhere. Like I said, we even have a little, we call it the BK Lounge. It was Barbie night. And so it's just a room and it's I mean, it's just so mellow, and there's pictures of her on the wall, and it's just kind of our little, ode to Barbie.
Yeah, that gives me chills. That's really awesome.
You have to see it. It's beautiful.
Oh, I will. So we're going there next. Michelle mentions in her episode the BK Lounge, and we're here in the lounge, and we have a little extra to share about Barbie.
So the one thing I forgot to mention in the podcast is that before Barbie passed away, she started her own foundation, and she wanted to give back to anybody who had leukemia. And she wanted to give it back in a way, not like medical bills and that kind of thing, because you have insurance for that. And she felt very fortunate to be where she was in life. So she started a foundation to raise money. And if you have leukemia and you have a special need, you need babysitters while you're going to get treatments, or you need groceries, or you need a car payment, you just write to the foundation and they, write you a check for that.
Amazing.
Yeah. So it's barbaraknight.org.
And we're here in the lounge where if you need some peace and quiet, we've got Barbie up on the table, on the wall, and it's so awesome. So great that she did that. Thanks, Michelle. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, Michelle, are you ready for the resilience round?
Oh my gosh. So I did study up a little bit on this. So hopefully I don't fail.
Oh, you can't. That's impossible. All right. Best business book.
Okay. So it's not a business book. So I've already failed. But it's a book that's pretty popular right now. It just came out, and it's by Mel Robbins, and it's called Let Them.
Oh.
And I didn't read it because I have a hard time sitting down to read, but I did listen on audiobook on my drive over to Atlanta. And it's really just a good overall life book. And I think everyone should, I'm a control freak to a certain point, and I want everything to fall in line as I would like it to, and that's not the way that the world works. So this is one of those books that lets you know it's not always your decision.
Just let them, right?
Let them.
Yeah.
Let them.
I actually saw a TikTok of Mel Robbins. She got stuck in an elevator with her team, and she's like, all right, well, just let them. I'm stuck. And that was my intro to her book. I'm like, this is a brilliant mindset to have. Yeah. Just let it happen. Yeah. Such a good one. Okay. See, you didn't fail. That was really good. Best retail technology, like an app or software.
We use Slack. Anybody can be anywhere. And I can't remember what it used to be on AOL, like chat or something back in the day. Yep. But everyone is home based in the company. We have 3 team members here in Atlanta that work out of the Atlanta showroom. But, there's people in Vegas, and all the managers are throughout the country. So Slack is it. Yeah. It's just, it's instant. It's not another email in your email box. And there's a free version. So try it.
Yeah. How do you keep up with the ever-changing retail landscape?
So our brand concierge are our eyes and ears on the road. And if there's something out there that they see, a trend, they're letting us know. So Kelly Bristol is business development, VP of business development for us. And so she's always looking at, different vendors and newness, what's coming in, what's done, and going to different shows. There's surf show and, houseware show and all kinds of shows.
Yeah.
So you just kind of have to go out and look. I go to the farmer's market and what's happening there, and, see what the trends are going to be there too.
Yeah. Yeah. Pulling inspiration from a lot of places. Yeah.
Always.
So good. To help retailers be stronger, more rooted in success, what's a vendor best practice?
So we went to a conference not too long ago, and we did 2 retailer panels, and it was interesting because the answer was the same. What do vendors need to do to get through to the retailer?
Yeah.
And 99% overwhelming, retailers still want catalog.
Yeah.
100%. They want something that they can look at when have a minute downtime. These PDFs, and I'll email this to you, or, you can pull this up. No, it's just not. They want paper.
They do. They want to circle them in bed with their glass of wine.
They do.
Actually, I did a store tour of Restoration Hardware in New York City recently, and they have massive catalogs.
Gigantic.
That they send to their customers, and it was the same thing. So, but people circle, people lay in bed. It's part of their, decor sometimes. Catalogs. That's a good one. Yeah. That's a really good one. If you had to start your business all over again, what's one thing you'd do differently?
More tech. I would 100% invest in technology. Yeah, we're at a little crossroads right now with the technology that we're using here at Market. And I think that I would have invested in tech a long time ago. We're a little bit behind now doing that, but there needs to be options. And the whole idea is for the retailer to be able to shop easily, whether it's with their rep, whether it's online with us, whether it's online with a vendor.
Yeah.
It needs to be easy for them because they're wearing many hats.
Exactly.
And so that's what I would do.
Yeah. Well, and it's sort of interesting in this industry because similar to how the consumer needs to shop easy in omnichannel, the retailer needs easy in omnichannel. For some reason, this industry is it's harder with the tech aspect of it.
So hard.
But you guys will get there for sure. Finally, what do you think the future of independent retail looks like?
The future of independent retail is very strong. I mean, I know that there are people who are going to shop Amazon. That's just a thing, right? That's just there. But so many people still want to go out and touch and feel and experience. And on the retail level, consumers want to do that. And retailers as well want to come to market, touch, feel, be inspired, see how you're displaying something. You know, our showrooms, that's what we do, right? We set it up differently so that you can have ideas for your store. The one thing that we also do that I don't think anybody else in the industry does is we offer, Daniel Sack, who does all of our showroom design, we offer his services completely free to retailers.
Whoa, amazing.
So they can call him, they can, Zoom with him. He's gone to stores and redone stores.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's inspiring for him to get to do that.
Yeah.
Daniel loves the project. But it's also, it's also part of the concierge service that we offer. One of our reps has a customer, and I can't remember what island they're on. They're somewhere. And she brought it forward. She was like, can he go? And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, Daniel, you? And he was like, of course I am. Of course, while he was there, I think there was a hurricane coming and he couldn't get out and it got a little crazy. But it was, it was fun for him. It was fun for her, right? She'll be a customer for life.
Exactly.
And it was great for, the brand concierge.
Yeah, you guys really are next level. You're setting the bar high. I think our retailers can learn a lot on how you're running your business. And then also, I hope they shop with you.
I hope they shop with us.
You guys have
too.
incredible products. So check out Just Gotta Have It online and in markets. If you're listening, watching this, you've got to check out their lines. And Michelle, how can people connect with you and learn more?
So they can come to our website, justgottahaveit.com. Just got to have it.
Yep.
Our Instagram is JG2HI, and then our Facebook is Just Got to Have It.
Awesome. We'll link to everything as well. Thank you so much for sitting down with me. This was
good
so
to see you.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Everyone, remember that I'm rooting for your success. Have a great week ahead. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to the Rooted in Retail podcast. It means the world to me to have you here. If you find value in this show and you listen on an iPhone, if you could leave a review on the Apple Podcast app, that would be amazing. And if you watch YouTube, if you're a YouTube subscriber, we film this. And so if you rather watch the show, you can also do that over on YouTube. Again, thank you for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode.